Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the 5 Minute Life Hack. So, I've spoken with many of you over the last month or so, and some of you had never met me in person. So it's fun to meet people, and you know, I got some very nice, kind words about 5 Minute Life Hack. So appreciate it. I think it's pretty important. Mike and I stress a lot: culture, people, people first, and this is part of our commitment to that is sharing interesting, good things to hopefully make all of our lives a little bit better and become the culture of humble, hungry, smart that we want to be, the ideal team players. So that's not just in work, but in life and families and friend groups. So anyway, today we're going to talk about, are you proud? And I'm going to share one of my most unproud moments. So I hope that is okay today. But let's start off and talk a little bit about the subject. Are you proud? So there was a business leader who told a story about his kids. He's got three boys, and he's a father. And once in a while, they'll get angry or grumpy, or they'll be doing stuff. They'll be fighting. And his question to them is always the same. Instead of they're arguing and he's right, and this one's right, and he did this and he did that, um, and he just stops once in a while and asks them, "Are you proud of yourself in this moment? Like you can blame somebody else; it might be their fault, but are you actually proud of who you are in this moment, of what you're becoming?" And he talks about it as kind of a life journey and what you're becoming. And I really like that idea because I hope most of the time we go through our days and we're proud of what we're doing. And I think there's definitely times that I'm not. So here's some thoughts that I was thinking of, and I'll share one of my personal stories. But these are things that maybe I wouldn't be, or we, as people, wouldn't be so proud of. Talking bad about our coworkers behind their backs. It's fairly common. I hope it's not very common in our organizations, as we really focus on helping and being team and being a family. It's pretty important. So obviously that wouldn't make me proud. Putting in a day's work that maybe I'm not so proud of, I kind of slack off or just kind of go through the motions. When I don't put in a really good effort in a day, I definitely feel it, and I can tell a difference. And it's so much better when I get done at the end of the day, and it's like, man, I got so much done. I did this, I did that, I had this hard call, I made this tough decision. I really worked hard and helped out doing this thing. Those things really energize me and bring good energy. And I think I bring that home to my family and the rest of my life when I do a really good job at work. And I think the reverse is also true. When I slack at work and cut corners and just kind of go through the motions, I'm pretty sure that's indicative of how I'm going through my life at the moment as well. Not really showing up for people like I could and should. So anyway, I think that one's important for me. Building habits of cutting corners instead of doing the right thing, even when no one's looking. Pretty obvious. At the end of the day, we're trying to build ourselves and build our character, not just build a reputation. John Wooden has a phenomenal quote, and I'm not going to get it just right, but he says, worry more about your character than your reputation. Your character is who you are. Your reputation is who others think you are. And I love that. If we're just focused on being proud of our actions and what we're doing, it'll really help, I think set us up to be the people we want to be. So in college, here's my story. When I was truly ashamed, this is probably one of my least proud moments as an individual. I was in college. I think I was a junior at the time. I had a cost accounting class that was my hardest, maybe second hardest class in college. Our professor was amazing. Accounting is not that exciting of a subject for any of you who have taken it, but this was actually very applicable about how accounting and the numbers help you make better business decisions. Phenomenal professor. he was a true leader. He was on the national committee with Deloitte and Touche, which is one of the big four accounting firms. And so he was very high up there, very distinguished, and really helped us understand how it applied in real life. Well, I had some friends who were a little bit older than me, who were phenomenal students, really good. What they would do is one of them got a hold of the answer book. What they would do is they would sit around as a group, they would study, they would learn, they would, go through a problem for 45 minutes to an hour, really working through it. And then once they wrote down their answers, they would check the answer key to see if they got it right and learn from it if they didn't. And so they had given me a copy of this to do the same. And that's exactly what I did. I studied, I researched, I didn't use the book until after I had come up with my answer, written my answer down. And then I would look and say, oh, okay, I missed that. Now I understand, I get it more. And I'd kind of rework it in my head, but I'd leave my answer how it was. So that happened for multiple months, and I felt great about that, no problem. It started getting really busy towards the end of the semester, and I was up late one night, and I didn't have 4 hours to do my homework, and so I cheated. I looked at the answer key. I started writing down the answers, changing some words, trying to make it look like it was kind of my work. It totally wasn't. It was just totally a cheat. And I'm ashamed to say that, but also there was an interesting lesson in that, a couple days later after my paper was graded, this distinguished professor called me in and said, hey, Greg, tell me about your answers. These are extremely close to what's in the book. He called me out on it, which is hard to do. We've talked about that in a couple of these things, but he called me out on it. And I just remembered how ashamed I was, because I don't ever remember having cheated before that. It's a very important thing to me to have integrity and not cheat. And so the fact that I did that, and the fact that he called me out on it, made me really ashamed, because I wanted to go work Big Four. I wanted to impress this guy. But more than that, it's not who I wanted to be, but it was who I actually was in that moment. And so I had to do some deep soul searching. And because of that experience, I've always put integrity at the very top of my pyramid of things that are important to me, whether that's, integrity in business deals, integrity with my family, other things. That's super important. And part of it's because I failed at it in this moment. So anyway, that was a place I wasn't proud. So here's a great quote to end on. It says, don't wait for an employer, friend, or mentor to show appreciation for your work. Take pride in your own efforts on a daily basis. So we're all human. We all want to be recognized for what we do and given a pat on the back. And we hopefully as an organization encourage that and do that extremely well. At the end of the day, we need to be building our own characters and building our own great habits. So anyway, I really like that quote. Do things for the right reasons, and not for the recognition of others, not for building your reputation, but build your character. So anyway, hope you guys have an awesome day. You guys are phenomenal. It's such a great organization to be a part of. So appreciate it, and best of luck. Go make an impact. Thanks. Bye.